So today we're starting something new. We're going to talk about the book of the week. And this week's book is going to be this one, Atomic Habits by James Clear, who is an American writer and speaker. Tiny changes, remarkable results. I've tabbed 3 instances. I have heard some critiques of this book saying that it's simplified. The way it describes how habits are made is not completely accurate, but I will get to my critique later. I will first talk about the tab. The first one is page 18, and it was just a sentence that really struck with me. It is, you should be far more concerned with your current trajectory than with your current results. You should be more focused on the process than the end goal. The other tab I made is just how habits work. And then the last thing I tabbed was how to create a good habit, how to break a bad habit. And this is just a good overview of what he talks about in the book. And he's like, you need to make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying if you want to have a good habit. And then how to break a bad habit, you have to like invert those laws that he calls them, make it invisible, make it unattractive, make it difficult, and make it unsatisfying. And that sounds easy enough, right? It's a pretty decent book, in my opinion. I just wish I had, like, he has examples of people doing just a little bit each day in different scenarios and how to make it difficult or how to make it obvious. And he gives examples, but I would just, I don't know, as someone who is neurodivergent, habits have always been really hard to make. They've eluded me. The whole thing he talks about is that it needs to be automatic, that you just do it without thinking. I would say it's a good starting off point if you want to know more about how habits work, and then maybe try and read more diversely within that space. But it might be hard for everyone to implement the things he talks about, especially if you're neurodivergent. But that was the book of the week. Stay tuned for next week, where we will talk about a different book. I would love to know if you've read this book, what you thought about it, and if you have any thoughts about it, positive or negative. But that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye.